Welcome to East Africa Speaks. My name is Mike. On this channel, we highlight East Africa through cultural videos, in-person interviews with locals, as well as hear the experience from diasporans within the region, as well as other expats. Please follow us for weekly uploads, and yeah, let's get into the video. All right, welcome to another episode of East Africa Speaks. Today we're here with my friend Amber. How you doing, Amber?
I'm good, Media Mike. How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you. All right, so we're at the beach right now.
Yes.
Let's give everyone a little look around.
Yes.
So I decided to have a little talk with my friends to get a bit of her story. To hear, you know, I'm out here in Tanzania, but I want to hear from other people who've also come from the U.S.
Yes.
Or, from UK, from Europe, who have come back to find their roots. But,
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. So, how you liking Tanzania?
I love it. I am in love with the place, the climate, the food, the natural water, the elements. I love the beach. This is actually my space. Tanzania reminds me of home. Home being my family's from Trinidad and Tobago. Big up Trini Massive. But the culture, the people, some of the food, the music, it's very familiar. So it's inviting. And you talked about people looking for their roots. I feel like my roots are looking for me. So geographically speaking, it's not Trinidad, but I sense that there's something here for me to really glean from. And so I'm open, and I'm falling in love with the place. It's like a relationship. You're in love, but you have your difficulties. But for the most part, the good is outweighing the bad. And I'm getting healthier here. I'm healing here. I am parenting better here. I'm purposing better. And so, yeah.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about, some of the genesis of all this.
Yeah.
I remember you told me you were at a place, it might have been somewhere in D.C.
Yeah.
And you said there's a club called Zanzibar. And you went there and you're like, oh, wait, is it a place?
Yeah. So what I was saying was that Tanzania wasn't, well, I want to go to Africa. Let me just eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Or I do notice that there's been a trend of people coming out of the U.S. and different parts of the world to come to Africa. And so to my limited knowledge, I was just really mostly aware of Ghana and Nigeria and maybe some aspects of South Africa. I wasn't really aware of East Africa as much. And so there was a time of really coming into a quiet place, I would say about a year ago now. And Tanzania just kept coming in my direction to the point where it got my attention so much. I started looking into it. And so when I saw that I was like, Tanzania, what is that place? And then I saw Zanzibar and I was like, oh, wait a minute. There's actually a Zanzibar, because in the DMV, big up DMV. Okay. In the DMV, we have a club there called Zanzibar, and it was like a hot spot, and so everything was at Zanzibar. I've never been there, so I don't even know if theme-wise, if it was East African per se. It might have just been a trend. And I think myself, like a lot of us there, probably weren't aware that this is an actual place in Africa. So coming here full circle and really seeing not that just there's a geographical place, but there's also a place within us where we are so, I don't want to say ignorant, but we're so unaware of the realities of names of places and things like that. So, yeah, it was awakening. It was like, okay, yeah.
Now being here, though,
and I haven't even been there yet. I haven't been to Zanzibar yet.
I know it's close, but not that far.
Yeah, so that's going to be the next step, is when I actually get there. Then I can say I've seen Zanzibar and not just party there.
Exactly. Now let's talk about, the journey to get here. So, like, did you know anyone on the continent before you decided to come out?
I did not know anyone on the continent yet. But the funny thing is that, so not anyone who's from here, like who was born here or who was Tanzanian, but one of the craziest connections is once I got to the place of the time coming close that, okay, this is the move, we're getting ready to go. I had a friend who I grew up with. We were in second grade together. It's my sandbox friend, right? And so in the United States, I was born in Brooklyn, New York. Big up Brooklyn. But we moved to Maryland. And so she was one of my first friends. So fast forward, you know that track where you go to elementary school, middle school, high school with people. Somewhere after elementary school, we kind of disconnected, but we reconnected later on in life. I knew that she moved to Rwanda. So I was just kind of hitting her up saying, hey, sis, I'm getting ready to be on a continent. She's like, really? Where are you going? I'm like, Tanzania. Oh, my husband's from Tanzania. I said, really? Yeah. So it actually worked out that because of her work and some things were going on, and she had a contract in Rwanda, and then she had to go to Nigeria, but they ended up sending her back. They were like, look, you guys can work from home. She's like, well, home for me is Tanzania. So we both landed here like the same week. Yeah, so it was good to know that I knew her and her husband who was from here. But that's the only person I could say that's from Tanzania that I could say, okay, I knew before. You know, otherwise the people that I did know are also from the diaspora. Yeah. So when I came here, in essence, I did have a small community to come to. I wasn't here by myself. I came by myself, but I wasn't here alone. Yeah.
Now let's talk about prep. So, you know, a lot of people, you know, friends who have decided to come out here, not all of them have, like, we'll say, planned accordingly, you know, for like what to expect out here, you know, because it is different. You know, there are challenges. You know, everything isn't, you know, honky-dory, as they say, but, you know, let's talk about, you know, some of the things that might help people if they're considering moving anywhere within the continent. Cultural expectations, finances, job, food, you know, culture. But from your experience thus far, how would you prepare people if they're considering, you know, maybe even just a visit for like, you know, 3 months, but like if they want to come, let's say, for a year, 6 months, 3 months, what would you prepare them, or how would you prepare them?
So I'm speaking from a place of a learned place. It's not, I didn't do these things. Yeah. Okay, I didn't do these things. One, the language. I wish I had spent intentional time before learning the language, because I feel like it really is the connection between you as a foreigner and the local people here, and it matters. For me, I could see how it would make transactions smoother. It would make your experience a little bit better. It would eliminate so many frustrations so that you can really be present, especially if you're coming for a shorter time. You know, you might think, well, why learn the language if I'm just coming for 3 months? No, learn the language. You just never know. It's a bridge. That's the first bridge that's going to connect you with the people that you're coming here to. And I wish I had done that. I'm still in a space where I'm learning the language. Secondly, definitely financially, I can't say that I had anything to plan with, to tell you the truth. Really coming from a low place, that if you are able to plan financially, you want to plan maybe even, if you plan on for 3 months, if you plan on coming for 3 months, plan for 6. Just because there's certain circumstances that may happen to start eating your money up, transportation, different compliance issues, just providing for yourself in different ways. Things may not work out at one Airbnb. You might need to, you know, be quick on your feet. And, you know, finances help you to do that, right? But I would say financial preparation. And also, this was a big one for me. Speaking of financial preparation, I realized that there was such a psychology behind the economics here for me. So what I mean about that is, for example, being in the U.S., for certain people, the biggest thing we might have in our pocket is a $20 bill. The psychology of having $10,000 bills, it was real. And it was very frustrating, some transactions, because I would literally hesitate to purchase something because the total was $30,000. I went into a store with a friend and I was buying washcloths or something like that. And I was really tripping. I was like, nah, put 4 of them back. And my friend, she was like, hold on. She said, Amber, that's like 75 cents each. And I said, oh, let me get the. So, you know, have some knowledge about the conversion so you have an idea about what the shillings to the USD is, or wherever you're coming from, so that you're not in this place of battling in your mind, like, I can't let go of this money. And so, especially if you're coming from any crisis situation, low income situation, or low tight budget situation, you come here, it may be hard to let go of a $10,000 bill, because in your mind, you're like, 10,000, even though you know it's still a lot. So get your psyche ready for that. I would say physically, get your system ready. Building some time in your travel, in your schedule, in your vacation time. Putting some time, maybe when you get here, don't plan to be on tours and do all this stuff right away. Plan a week just to get your body acclimated to the new environment, the water, the new food and things like that, because we had some, can I get like transparent? I mean, diarrhea, you got all kinds of stuff happening, gas, you got irritability, stuff popping off. And, you might just want to get into a place where, look, I just need to lay low in your sleep, your sleep, because that matters. I feel like I did not take the much needed rest that I needed to get here, to just decompress from what I was coming out of. And you kind of just jump into the next thing. So I would say if you're coming for a long time, anywhere from 3 months plus, spend that first month, honestly, just resting, literally getting yourself detoxed and getting some fresh nutrients in you. Spend time at the beach, be outside. Don't really have so much of an itinerary. Don't be so pressed to be here and be there and do all these things. Just kind of slow down first, And so I would say schedule yourself. Schedule rest. What else? Sleep. Give yourself time to get back on a good sleep cycle. That means everything, especially some people know you don't sleep well, you just can't think straight, you're making crazy decisions and things like that. So prepare yourself. Your wellness is everything. Prepare yourself to function properly. So I think our health is one of the things that we need to prepare for, especially if you're going to return back home and go back into another climate. Your body's going through all these changes, so you got to make room for that. Yeah, definitely. And one more thing. Children, prepare your children. If you are a parent, sometimes we get so consumed with the details of travel and the details and the logistics of things that we kind of dismiss, not on purpose, what they're experiencing and what they need. So prepare your children as best as you can with just communicating with them, staying open in conversation, checking in on them. The things you're doing for yourself, do it for them also. Schedule their rest because they're experiencing this too. So I would say prepare the babies.